I'm Ashton Addison from EventChain for Investment Pitch Media and the Crypto Coin Show. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Erwin Werring and Nikola Stevanovic from Attrace. Gentlemen, welcome to the show, and thank you for taking the time to be here today.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Erwin, I would love to kick it off with just a high-level overview and the focus of Attrace and the referral networks that you're looking at building and some of those solutions that you're looking to inject into the blockchain industry.
Yeah, so just from a top-level overview, look, blockchain technology is moving towards, far-reaching applications across our economy, right? Besides using the technology of value and payments, it also facilitates us to acquire decentralized tokenized assets, etc. Now, we all notice that with these assets come trading, right? You can sell the assets on Ethereum marketplace or buy an NFT on Binance, what have you not. Now, if you look at it from a holistic point of view, we basically identified that this tokenized economy is missing an essential element, and that is a decentralized, trustless technology that incentivizes to promote an asset. Right? It should be possible to earn a commission on a tokenized asset that has been sold or resold because of your promotional activity, without you having to rely on any other party that might have a different interest. And basically, such a technological concept doesn't exist yet until now. So, yeah, we have basically developed a decentralized referral layer that makes referrals possible for any asset on any blockchain. That is the basic concept of Attrace.
That's really interesting. Thank you, Erwin, for that introduction. And to dive a little bit more into these specific solutions, there are a lot of referral networks in the traditional industries, and from what I understand, people are getting different cuts. There's more middlemen. Are there other specific problems that a trustless blockchain network is going to remove?
We should look at it from a total different point of view. It's a different concept. If you look at the traditional space, there are many issues, right, around trust tracking, transparency, huge middleman fees, entry barriers, and last but definitely not least, the privacy issues. But what we are now trying to release to the tokenized economy is a completely new concept that is completely trustless and decentralized. So none of these issues will pop up anymore.
Definitely. And it's really interesting to see that you're building a blockchain agnostic and trustless referral platform, and it definitely is something that's needed. Do you see, this is obviously there's a gap in this market, and there are a lot of problems in the traditional referral network platforms, but it is something that I believe will be a competitive space moving forward in the future. Do you see something like a competitive edge or competitive advantage from Attrace in terms of the technology that you're building and the way that you're approaching building a trustless referral network?
Well, I mean, there will always be copycats, but the truth of the matter is this is a completely new methodology, and I could use the word, we invented it, and we're the first to release this methodology to the market. Next week on the 22nd, Attrace Referral Network will be live and for everybody to use. So we are definitely the first with a completely new concept of decentralized trustless referral tracking, or in other words, decentralized trustless promotion.
Yeah, first movers always will have that advantage. Now, I just want to jump a little bit into the actual functionality of the platform using the Attrace network. Can you talk about what is the primary purpose, or what kind of assets will be used for referrals? I know NFT sales is something that's really hot right now, and that obviously would be a use case for referrals. Is that one of the primary use cases, or any other kind of tokenized assets or digital assets?
Most definitely, and I think Nikola can answer that question because he's completely overwhelmed by trying to integrate everything at the moment.
Yeah, I think the logical starting point was the NFTs, because they are seeming to be one of the first digital assets that resemble the real world. But I think there is much more to it. I think the referral of any tokenized asset on any blockchain is what we are looking to cover. So that doesn't mean only the NFTs, but we are also talking about the fungible tokens itself, working with the different dApps and trying to bring their referrals to their platform. So we're talking about the general user referrals that would essentially incentivize more usage of the network and higher user conversion as one of the examples. But then we have a pretty big coverage within the space of general decentralized exchanges. So the DEXs could be using our referral network very much for the liquidity provision, to incentivize the liquidity provision. We are also seeing a need to do promotions on the IDOs that are currently also being hot on the market as well. And we are actually launching all of these use cases for our own needs to demonstrate to the world that these are the use cases that we will use it ourselves, but using a network, but it would be applicable for everybody else.
Definitely great points, Nikola. I believe IDOs would obviously help, and that also makes me think about the centralized exchanges. Referral networks are a major part in why some of the largest centralized exchanges are that large, because there's, especially in trading, you can have large traders that can bring large followings. So if you can apply that to decentralized exchanges without a middleman and receiving referral commissions, that sounds like a major use case.
Yeah, definitely. I think also I think we're starting with a low-hanging fruit on our part. So that was also why we started with NFTs, but we are moving more into the space of the use cases that are less easy to reach. And I think the final test will also be with the centralized exchanges. I think what's one thing that is important, that we would not compromise the decentralization and the trustless solution on our side. So as long as the central exchanges are willing to work within our model of decentralized and trustless referral network, we would be able to support them. But I think that will also come as one of the use cases that will follow the low-hanging fruits. The ones that before.
Definitely. And moving into NFTs as one of the first use cases when the network launches really soon here, I was reading that you're actually building out an entire marketplace. Can you talk more about the marketplace, how that functions, and who can use it?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's really important to make a distinction between the marketplace and the referral marketplace, because the marketplace that we are building is really for the referrals. So anybody that wants to sell an NFT and has an incentive from the sale of NFT can actually post a NFT referrals on our marketplace, and that would be available for promotion for the promoters to actually start actively promoting that asset, the sale of that asset. So that is in a nutshell what we do, and we are essentially building that three-party relationship between the seller of an NFT, or for that matter, it could be a marketplace that has an interest of selling particular NFTs, a promoter that would actually spread the word about the sales of the NFT, and then also the buyer of the NFT. And we are modeling that three-party relationship in a fully decentralized manner by using our referral token, which is minted on the chain, which holds all the information necessary to make a relationship between these three parties and essentially verify the conversion by our verifier nodes.
Definitely. That's really great to know, Nikola. And I want to talk about the blockchain technologies. I know it's multi-chain, but you mentioned the Attrace token there. I'm curious, inside of the marketplace and for the referral network, can you talk about the functionality of the Attrace token, ATTR? Is it required to be used in the marketplace? Is it also a governance token? And how else does it function within the Trace network?
Sure. So first of all, it's a token that allows all the holders to actually use the network. So it is a utility token, but also a governance token. Utility in a sense that it needs to be used in order to participate in the network. So to pay certain network fees to make sure that the economics within the network are actually sound, and that we create a healthy economy and the healthy incentives for all the participants to provide a service to the network. So this is the primary role. And then the second is the governance, which allows the token holders to actually determine the future of the network in terms of those same network fees that I was just mentioning, but also to be able to decide on the future development. This is something that we would like to introduce as part of the DAO in future once we reach a broader decentralization of the token. But this is something that we are. This is how we intend, and this is how we envision the Attrace token to work. Of course, there will be staking of the token itself, which would allow the token holders to actually take part and provide more security to the verifier nodes, and for that service also provides part of the fees coming from the network fees itself.
Mm-hmm. That's really great to know, and I'm interested to hear a little bit more about the DAO and how you're looking at building that into more of a decentralized and community-governed platform. And I think that the community governance token is going to be integral for that. But I also wanted to touch on the fact that Attrace is a blockchain agnostic network, and it's supposed to be one referral network that can handle multiple blockchains. And as your first use case with NFTs, I know a lot of them are on the Ethereum blockchain, but there are quite a few on other blockchains, and it does require a few steps to be able to connect multiple blockchains together throughout the network. Can you talk about the technologies and where you see Attrace growing from Ethereum out into an entire blockchain ecosystem?
Yeah, sure. So the network of verifier nodes is really not tied to any blockchain out there, and this was actually part of our strategy to actually not bet on a winner within the crypto ecosystem, but actually to stay blockchain agnostic in that sense, and that's what we did. We are able to support tokenized assets on any virtually on any public blockchain, as the only thing that it takes is that our verifier nodes that are not, again, they're not tied to any blockchain, that they can observe the activity of tokens on any public blockchain. And this is where, in fact, we are different from a lot of network out there. So essentially, we are just standalone network that it's not really tied to any particular single network, and that is kind of that is why we keep on referring to as a blockchain agnostic network.
That's great to know. And Erwin mentioned at the beginning that the Attrace network is launching soon, and you're going to be showcasing the product throughout your own launch. Can you give a snapshot into the next month and the coming months on what are the next major milestones for the network launch and the first steps after that in getting the community involved and growing the platform?
Yeah, absolutely. At the moment, we already launched with our IDO, with Attrace IDO promotion, where we are already engaging our community, where they are able to promote and actually provide a referral reward to their followers as well. So this is something that we are launching right now. It is live as we discuss it. So again, it's something which we will be showcasing, so that for example, IDO launchpads can consider this as a use case for some of their projects that are launching IDOs in their platforms. I think it will give them an opportunity to actually use and engage their community and other communities that are using it at the same time to promote the IDO. So this is one of the things that we are doing at the moment. The next on our roadmap will be the liquidity provision use case, because as we will be launching on a decentralized exchange, we would also like to engage our community and give them an opportunity to actually promote the liquidity provision, and for those that are actually participating in the liquidity provision, also to provide a reward in our native token. All of that in service of in the first case, IDO Launchpad, and in the second case, DEX's general use cases that we can support outside of a Trace ecosystem, of course.
That sounds great, Nikola. I'm looking forward to both of those use cases. And we are running short on time, but I would love to hear about the vision in the long-term goals for Attrace Network. I know the platform is launching right now, but can you talk about what you see as some of the key success factors to having widespread adoption and having this universal referral network that's blockchain agnostic actually being used by hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people years to come, and what that's going to take to get to that level?
Yeah, I think absolutely, like you mentioned, the wide adoption of the referral network will be absolutely the key of the success. And this is why we are approaching it in a way that we are supporting different use cases. We are starting with our own use cases that we need to engage our community, and we also want to do it as a showcase to the rest. So we will be rolling out a number of different use cases and really trying to have a wide coverage across the industry and not really focus on a specific niche or a particular part of the space. And this is kind of one of the ways that we are thinking about it. But I think the next level for us to scale would be to really start thinking more about the fundamental layer rather than introducing things to our UI. I think this would be the next step for us, and also start thinking of the contracts as something as promoters. So this would be, I think, a way for us to really, on that fundamental level, provide a really wide and generic coverage to the entire tokenized economy that will come in years.
Definitely. I think that's a great approach. And for the viewers that are looking to follow along with the Attrace token launch, the network launch, learn more about the referral network and get involved and start using it, what's the best way for them to learn more and to get involved?
I think the best is to get into our social channels. So to follow us on Medium, we do the announcements almost every week with the new projects, with the new campaigns that we are rolling out, and also the updates to our product, as well as our Telegram and Discord channels. So I would encourage them to find us there and to join.
Yeah, and to get a quick feel for how it would work in practice, you should visit the marketplace, the referral marketplace at market.attrace.com.
Sounds great, Erwin and Nikola. Thank you so much. I will leave the marketplace link and all the community links as well in the description box below for the viewers. All the best with the upcoming launch of Attrace Network, and let's follow up in the near future.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks a lot.